fiery horse with the speed of light, a cloud of dust, and a hearty hi-yo, Silver, the Lone Ranger. With his faithful Indian companion Tonto, the masked rider of the plains led the fight for law and order in the early western United States. The stories of his strength and courage, his daring and resourcefulness have come down to us through the generations. And nowhere in the pages of history can one find a greater champion of justice. Return with us now to those thrilling days of yesteryear. From out of the past come the thundering hoofbeats of the great horse Silver. The Lone Ranger rides again.
Come on, Silver. We're on the trail of outlaws. Hi-yo, Silver!
On a flat-topped boulder overlooking a wagon trail, two figures stood softly silhouetted against a shadowy night sky. The first was a tall man who wore a white hat and a black mask. The second was an Indian dressed in buckskin. Together their eyes peered intently at a stagecoach approaching across the cactus-thatched plain below.
The stage is coming now, Tonto. When it reaches the fort, Red and his gang will attack.
And make ready now.
Yes, they've bunched their horses at the rise in that ravine.
Stage near fork.
There goes the gang, Tonto.
We got you covered. How many are you?
Just the two passengers and Hop Lock and here, the guard.
Hell, you passengers, keep quiet and you won't get hurt. Guard.
Yeah?
Toss them gun of yours on the ground. Handle first.
You won't get away with this, mister. You and the masked hombre of yours there have been having things your way around here too long.
Save your tongue or you won't be needing it. And toss them guns on the ground.
You're wasting your time holding up this stage, mister. Ain't nothing on it worth stealing.
I heard different. Boys.
Waiting, boss.
Whatever you say, boss.
Take this stuff off.
You won't find nothing in them boxes worth risking jail for, mister.
I want your opinion. I'll ask for it.
I'm counting 12 in your gang, mister.
13 counting the leader, Hop.
Yeah, 13. That's a big outfit to conceal in country as barren as this. Ain't hardly a place in it where you can hide your head.
Meaning what?
If I was you, I'd move on, pronto.
13's a mighty unlucky number, mister.
You're wasting your breath, gents. I ain't superstitious.
Yeah? Well, I once knew a rustler said the same thing. Last time I saw him, he was staring at the sky with a bullet smacked between his eyes. It was Friday the 13th.
Yeah, you don't scare me. Hurry up them boxes, boys.
This is the last of them, boss. Come on.
Ready, boss.
Sling them crates across your saddles and get going. Now whip up them horses, driver, and don't look back.
You're going to have some tall explaining to do to your gang when you open them boxes, mister.
Hell in your tongue, you loose-jawed old maverick.
What about my gun?
They're staying here. Get up, you cayuses. Get along there.
Get it. We're seeing you, mister. In jail.
From From their place of observation overlooking the trail, the Lone Ranger and Tonto watched the gang disappear into the murky night as the stage continued on to Pine Creek. Then the masked rider turned his great white stallion toward town.
We've seen enough, Tonto.
And what we do now?
To ride to Pine Creek. I want to be there when the owner of those boxes learns they were stolen. Come on, Silver.
What boxes to do with cattle thieves?
I don't know, Tonto, but I have a hunch there's some connection. That's why I arranged for the gang to steal them.
Maybe this time we find clue to rustlers.
I hope so. We've been on their trail for weeks.
And them plenty bold now.
Yes. Dan Hodge lost 40 cows last week. And 3 nights ago, the Bar Z reported 60 head stolen.
But nobody know where thieves take cattle.
That's what we've got to find out, Tonto. But I suspect the rustlers have an accomplice in the east. A man who sells the cattle and sends them the cash.
That's why you want boxes?
Yes. We'll soon find out whether my suspicion was right or not. Come on, Silver.
Get him up, Scout. Get him up.
Ho, Silver! Forward!
Early the next day, Pine Creek awakened to news of the stage robbery with mounting anger. Particularly furious was old Pop Frisbee, who owned the harness store.
You no-account, squint-eyed, head-scratching, horn-toad.
Now, hold on,
Don't
Pop.
hold on me, Hop-Larkin. What in thunder did the company give you a gun for if it wasn't to use?
I'm telling you, there was 13 of them.
I don't care if there was 30. You're paid to guard that freight. Instead of that, you just sit there and let a couple of masked critters steal all the new harness I ordered.
We told them boxes wasn't worth stealing, Pop, but they wouldn't listen.
Not worth stealing, why, you wall-eyed, sawed-off, slow-witted moss-horn. The ranch has been waiting for that harness for weeks. Now they'll cancel their orders, and I'll starve for lack of goods to sell. Not worth stealing, eh?
You're twisting my words, Pop. We were just trying to persuade them hombres to leave the boxes where they were.
You couldn't persuade a gopher to crawl into its hole.
If you'd let me explain...
Who's stopping you, you tongue-wagging mud turtle? It's what you come here for, ain't it?
Yeah, but you keep talking so's I can't get a word in edgewise.
Talking, is it? And who's got a better right to talk? Did you expect me to kiss you when you told me all my new harness was stolen?
If you just shut up,
Don't tell me to shut up, Hop-Larkin. I just give you a chance to explain the holdup, and you ain't had a thing to say. My thunder, when I think of you surrendering your guns as meek as a kitten to them thieving polecats, when you were being paid to deliver my harness, Dad burn it, Larkin, if I don't think you're in cahoots with them critters.
That ain't so.
Get out of here, you hammered down half-wit. I ought to take the money for that stock out of your wages. But if you don't get out of my sight, by golly, you won't live to earn them.
I'm going.
Oh, faster. I'll wrap this horse collar around your fat neck.
Hold on now, Pop.
Oh, burn your hide, Larkin. You've knocked over all that stock. I just spent the whole morning raging. Now I'm mad for sure.
Pop, don't throw that.
Oh, doggone it. He beat that horse collar to the door by a hair.
As Hop Larkin hurried out the door of the harness store and down the steps to the street, 4 men watched from nearby. 2 were the Lone Ranger and Tonto concealed by the corner of a building. The remaining 2 watched from the window of a cafe.
Larkin seems anxious to get away from there, Tonto.
We go in now?
No, not yet. I've noticed 2 other men waiting for Larkin to leave the store. Let them go first.
Where you see him?
They're standing at the window of the back room of that cafe. They saw Larkin go in Pop Frisbee's place. Look, they're coming out the door.
Oh, them strangers.
Yes, they're taking pains not to attract attention.
Look like outlaws.
They have the shifty bearing of outlaws, Tonto. They may be some of the cattle thieves we've been hunting. They may not. Anyway, they ought to be well worth listening to. Come on.
As the Lone Ranger and his faithful Indian friend made their way stealthily to the rear of Pop Frisbee's store, the 2 strangers crossed the street.
I still say this is a hog-wild idea, Ace. Calling on Frisbee in plain daylight.
Quit beefing, Lefty. I told you we ain't got no choice. Boys want their pay, and they want it today.
We always called it night before.
Well, we can't wait for night this time.
What if we're seen?
What if we are? Ain't a couple of strangers going to a harness store without arousing suspicion?
They ain't taken kindly to strangers in this town ever since the cattle rustling commenced days.
Who'd know we was cow thieves? Get a grip on yourself, Lefty.
Yeah, just the same, I don't like it.
You don't have to. Just take orders.
What do you suppose the stagecoach guard was doing in Frisbee's store?
I don't know. There's been some kind of excitement around here all morning. And here we are. Howdy, Pop.
So it's you 2.
What's all the excitement in town this morning?
As if you didn't know, Ace.
What do you mean?
You ain't pulling any wool over my eyes, mister. Rustling cows wasn't enough for your slick scheming brain, so you connived to steal the gang's pay.
The old man must have gone loco, Ace.
We'll soon find out. Now, you loose-jawed old fool, explain yourself.
Mean to say you didn't take it?
Take what?
The cash. The pay you was expecting.
You mean you ain't got it?
That's what I've been trying to tell you, you lunkheads. Somebody stuck up the stage and stole all my boxes of new harness.
Humping Horn told the boy's pay was in them boxes, Ace.
So was that new harness I paid for.
Lefty, we're in a spot. All the cash was to pay us and the boys off of that last shipment of cattle was in them cases.
Yeah, and wait till the boys hear about it.
If your cash hadn't been in them cases, they wouldn't have been stolen, I'm wagering.
You've been shooting your mouth off pretty fast, Pop. How do we know you ain't in on this?
Me? Why, you yellow-livered polecat? Maybe you made me receive that pay cash from the feller in the east you sell the cattle to, but I ain't never stole nothing in all my born days.
See that you don't.
I wouldn't have allowed you to conceal the cash in my harness shipments if you hadn't threatened to burn down my store.
You showed rare good sense, Pop.
Yeah? Well, I ain't showing it no more. That's the last pay cash that's coming to you through me.
You don't mean that, Pop.
I sure do. If you two don't hightail it out of here fast, I'll be telling the sheriff who the leaders of the cattle rustlers are.
I don't think you will, Pop.
No?
No. You're in this deal along with the rest of us. If you spill anything to the sheriff about us, you'll just be slapping a jail sentence on yourself for being an accessory.
Maybe if I told the sheriff the whole truth, how you came and threatened me unless I did what you said, he'd let me off on good behavior.
Pop's getting out of hand, Lefty.
Yeah. We ought to do something that'll change his mind.
Hand me that rope over there.
What are you going to do?
Getting scared, Pop?
Yeah. Here's the rope, Ace.
Fine. Now just hold Pop by the arms, Lefty, while I knot this rope.
What?
Throat getting kind of dry, Pop?
You won't get away with this.
There. A nice hangman's knot.
Maybe after this he won't be so free with his tongue.
I'm going to give you a lesson on what it means to cross us, Pop. Thrust him forward, Lefty.
You'll hang for this.
You wouldn't be one to change your mind about going to the sheriff, would you, Pop?
No. I ain't going to be a go-between for you fellas anymore.
All right, Pop, you ask for it. Hey, what's that? The masked man. Shot the rope right out of my hand.
I wouldn't use that rope like that again, Ace. Someday you might find yourself swinging from the end of one.
Who are you?
You'll find out when the time comes. Meanwhile, I'm inviting you to go.
You ain't frightening us, mister. We'll go when we're ready.
You'll go now, Lefty. Unless
Come on, Lefty. I got a feeling that 6-gun of his knows we're not wanted.
I don't know who you are behind that mask, mister, but you sure dropped in the nick of time.
I saw them from the window. They won't bother you again, Frisbee.
They won't. You mean?
I can't stop to talk now.
But who are you? Oh, wait.
You'll find something on the table that may tell you.
Something on the... Why, a silver bullet. Silver bullet and a black mask. Jumpin' Jehoshaphat. Why, he's the Lone Ranger.
Once again outside Pop Frisbee's harness store, the masked man was joined by Tonto.
You shoot plenty straight and plenty fast.
Thanks, Tonto. You saw Ace and Lefty leave the store?
And leave in plenty big hurry. Ride west.
Follow them, Kimosabe. Locate their hideout, but make sure they don't know they're being trailed.
Tonto savvy.
We've got to do more than find the leaders of the rustlers. We've got to locate their gang and prove they're cattle thieves. And meanwhile, I've got a job to do. Now, you mark the trail for me to follow later. We'll meet near the rustlers' camp.
And what we do then?
We'll follow our original plan, Tonto. The stolen cattle are quartered near the camp. We'll drive them in the right direction, then stampede the herd.
Stampede, plenty dangerous.
Yes, I know it, Kimosabe. It's our chance to corral the rustlers and stage robbers at one time.
The curtain falls on the first act of our Lone Ranger story. Before the next exciting scenes, please permit us to pause for just a few moments.
Now to continue our story. While Tonto trailed the two cattle rustlers, the masked man set out on a mysterious errand of his own. Meanwhile, at their camp in a not-too-distant ravine, the stagecoach robbers debated whether to open the spoils of their raid.
Come on, Red. Let's see what's in them boxes.
Yeah, boss. What's the point in waiting?
We want to see what we got, Red.
Well, I told you before. The new boss says wait till he gets here.
We've been waiting, Red, ever since we raided the stage last night. I say let's open them crates right now.
That's what I say, Red. He's right.
All right. Open them.
Well, I'll be...
What's in that case, Pete?
Nothing but harness.
Harness? You mean there ain't nothing else?
I don't savvy this.
We don't either, Red. You sure this new boss is on the level?
As far as I know.
Seems to me we was better off robbing stages before we took up with this new hombre.
You're talking, Tom. What good's harness to us?
Hurry up and get that case open. Let's see what you got.
Getting it, Red. This rope's a mite stubborn.
What's in it?
Harness.
More harness. I don't like the looks of this, Red.
The stage driver said there weren't nothing worth stealing in them boxes. I wonder.
Looks to me like we've been crossed, Red.
No, I ain't believing it yet, Tom. Open up another one of them boxes.
Just as you say. But if there's harness in this
You
one...
heard what the new boss said. He said to take whatever was aboard that stage.
Yeah, and he said if there was any shooting at the stage, he'd hold us to account.
Mighty peculiar for a hold-up man, if you ask me.
That's right, Tom. He sure got strange ways. Hey, wait a minute.
Did you find something, Pete?
Well, if I didn't, I'm seeing things. Look at this.
Holy smoke, it's folding money.
Paper money and wads of it. Well, what do you know? I told you the new boss knew what he was doing.
I'll say he does. But how in thunder do you suppose he knew what was in them cases, Red?
I don't know. But you better not try slipping any of that paper in your shirt before he gets here.
Hey, Red, the new boss is riding this way now.
Hey, give me that cash, Tom.
It's only a little, Red. Here, take half of it yourself. New boss will never miss it.
I ain't taking any chances. He's got a habit when he talks to you, looking right through you.
All right, I'll put it back. But you're making a mistake.
You're a little mixed up, Tom. I ain't aiming to make one.
Here he comes, Red.
Yeah, that sure is a pretty horse he's riding. Wouldn't mind having that mount myself.
Whoa, Silver, whoa.
Howdy, boss. We've been opening them crates we took off the stage last night.
Easy, big fella. Oh, I see. What did you find in them?
Why, just a lot of harness, boss.
You didn't find any cash?
Oh, sure, boss. I was just coming to that.
Let's see it.
Well...
What you aiming to do with the money, boss?
Looking out for your split, huh?
Well, you can't blame us for that, seeing as we did the dirty work.
The money will be divided in the fairest way possible.
That sounds reasonable enough, providing your ideas of what's fair coincide with ours.
Until then, I'll keep it.
Oh, wait a minute, boss. We worked hard for ours.
That's right, mister. We aren't aiming to be cheated.
If you men aren't satisfied with the way I do business, you can get someone else to mastermind your holdup.
Oh, hold on, boss. We didn't say we wasn't satisfied. Did we, boys?
Oh, no, we're willing to work with you, mister.
Good. Those cases belong to Pop Frisbee, don't they?
Yeah, but that's new harness in them boxes. The boys and me kind of figured on trading in our horses' worn-out leather for the new stock.
Repack those cases. They're going on to Frisbee.
You can't do that. We stole them cases. Them harnesses belong to us.
Yeah. You aren't figuring on crossing us, are you, mister?
What do you mean?
Well, first you take all the money, and then you tell us you're sending the harness back, too. What have we got to show for robbing the stage?
Oh, you want evidence of good faith, huh?
Yeah, that's it. Just to prove we can trust you.
Very well. Here, take the money.
Oh, thanks, boys.
Remember, I'll be watching you.
Oh, we wouldn't try to cross you, boys.
Oh, no, of course we wouldn't.
See that you don't.
When you're figuring for us to move.
Don't you like this camp I picked out for you?
Well, it's shouldered enough in this ravine, but there's only two ways out, the north and the south.
Stay here until daybreak, and I'll come and take you to another camp. Be sure to have all of Frisbee's cases packed on the horses and the horses ready to travel when I arrive.
Right. We'll be waiting for you at daybreak.
Be sure that you are. Easy, big fella.
You can count on us.
Yeah, we'll be ready. Cases repacked and all.
Come on, Silver.
Doggone if I know what to make of that masked fella, Red.
Me either, Tom. But as long as he continues to engineer stick-ups like this one, I'll take my cut and not get too curious.
Arriving at Pine Creek again, it did not take the Lone Ranger long to pick up the trail which Tonto had so cleverly yet clearly marked for him. It was late that night when the two friends met near the rustlers' camp.
Did you locate the hideout, Tonto?
It plenty clever, but me find it.
Good. And the cattle?
That way.
How many rustlers would you say were in the gang?
Me not see 'em all, but they're plenty. And plenty mad, too.
Over the loss of their pay cash, huh? It's time for our plan now, Tonto.
You find stage thief?
Yes. Red and his gang think I'm going to lead them to sudden riches.
Oh.
They promised to repack Frisbee's harness cases and be ready to ride at daybreak.
That good.
We won't need any more evidence. However, the stage driver and the guard told the sheriff they could identify Red despite the mask he wore. We better have them with us.
What we do?
We stampede the stolen cattle.
Plenty dangerous, but we try it.
Everything depends on it, Kimosabe. Come on, Silver.
Get him up, Scout.
Meanwhile, in the rustlers' camp nearby, an angry group of men faced their leaders, Ace and Lefty.
Well, we heard what you said, Ace, but that ain't paying us for the work we did. Who's going to take care of that?
Ronnie's right, Ace. When do we get our pay?
Start out after them stage robbing coyotes just as soon as we get rid of the cattle we got out there. You boys will get your pay back. And enjoy yourself doing it.
You wouldn't lie to us, would you, Ace?
About what?
You wouldn't fake that story about our pay being lifted by a holdup, just so's you and Lefty here could divvy the cash between yourselves.
You're going local, Cranber. How could we expect you to help us ship them cattle out there if you thought you wasn't going to get paid?
Don't forget, boys, the cash Lefty and me got coming to us was on that stage, too.
Yeah, that's right. I guess the chief's on the level.
Well, just as you say, Ace. But we ain't risking our pay no more by having it sent in care of Pop Frisbee.
You think Frisbee crossed us, Ace?
I don't know. But you boys don't have to worry. We'll take care of Frisbee in our own good time.
Hey, what's the matter with them cows?
You're getting jumpy again, Lefty. Relax.
Yeah? Them steers ain't restless for nothing.
You got plenty of men guarding the cattle, Barney?
Well, I got enough, but most of the boys come over here to see about our pay.
Well, get them back there. Something's scaring them steers.
Sure, Lefty. All right, come on, boys.
I'm going too, Ace. Something funny's going on out there, and I aim to see what it is.
I'll go with you, Lefty. Get the horses.
As Ace and Lefty and their gang went to see what was troubling the steers, two figures crept alongside the stolen cattle in the shadowy night. One was astride a powerful white stallion. The other rode a paint.
The gang knows there's something wrong, Tonto. They're heading this way.
Did we work fast?
Must be 300 head of cattle here. Hard to start them in the right direction. Ride as fast as you can to the rear of the herd. I believe the cattle are between us and the camp. We won't be seen until we've started.
That's right.
When you're ready, fire your rifle as a signal. I've heard the cattle from this flank.
And which way we head?
Straight for the ravine, Tonto.
And Tonto's heavy. Get him up, Scout.
We've got our work cut out for us tonight, Silver. We can do it, huh, boy? Quiet, big fellow. Mustn't let them see us yet. There's Tonto's signal. Come on, Silver.
Hi! Hi! Come in! Hi! Hi! Hurt them, Silver! Hurt them! Good boy, Silver. We've got them on the run. Come on, big fellow.
Gathering headway, the huge herd of longhorns, spurred by the shots and the shrewd maneuvering of the masked man and his Indian friend, thundered for the ravine. Too late, Ace and Lefty and their men arrived to cut them off.
They're stampeding the cattle.
Who?
No, somebody is riding a white horse. Look over there, there's an engine.
What are we waiting for? Let's get them coyotes.
After them, man. Drill them cattle thieves.
We'll ride them down, Ace. We'll get them.
Hey, boss. Them cattle are turned and they're heading this way.
Circle around, get behind them coyotes and shoot them down.
And them cows are going wild, Ace. We can't stop them.
We've got to. All our pay's tied up in them steers.
They're heading to the ravine.
Oh, don't let them. Cut them off.
Through the ravine thundered the stampeded herd as the rustlers struggled vainly from behind to stem the tide. Meanwhile, shortly before daybreak, Red and his stage robbers awaited the Lone Ranger's return.
Hey, Red, how much longer do we have to wait for the new boss? Even the horses are getting restless.
Oh, not much longer, Pete. We got ready a mite too early. It's just breaking light in the east.
Well, I hope the new camp he's got in mind for us has more outlets than this one if we're aiming to leave in a hurry.
Ah, there's only two ways of getting out of this ravine. North and south.
Yeah, what's that? Listen.
Them's cattle, boss. They're heading up this ravine.
Cattle? What would a herd of steers be coming through here for?
They ain't just coming, Red. They're stampeding. Look there.
Yeah.
We got to get out of here, Red. We'll be trapped.
All right, boys, on your horses and travel.
There's only one way we can travel, boss, and that's south.
Get up there. Come on, get up. Get up. Get up.
On through the narrow ravine swept the stampeded steers. On their heels came the rustlers, waiting now for the cattle to tire. So intent were they didn't realize each second took them nearer to Pine Creek.
Keep after them.
They're beginning to tire. When they do, we'll round them up and turn them back.
We're almost to the end of the ravine. that's so. They ain't with the steers anymore, are they?
Sure seems funny to me.
We're coming to open country.
Yeah, too blamed open. That's Pine Creek ahead.
Pine Creek? We can't go there. The sheriff will nab us for sure.
Boys! Let them cows go and turn back.
Come on, Lefty. Let's hightail it out of here.
Say, who's that coming?
I don't... Lefty!
What?
It's the masked man again. He's got a posse with him.
Come on, Ace, let's ride.
Stop where you are. You'll stop a bullet.
Rain up there, you men. We've got you surrounded. It's true, Lefty. Look. There's men riding down the sides of the ravine.
Yeah, and with the cattle in front and the masked man behind, we ain't got a chance.
Well, he ain't taking me without a struggle. I'll show him. Can't get him. Oh! My hand.
I didn't think I'd have to teach you a lesson twice, Ace.
Drop them guns, all of you!
All right, you got us.
That masked hombre tricked you, boys. You're making a mistake.
No, we ain't. Them cows stopped right out of town. And the ranchers are picking out their own brands now. Guess that proves you stole them.
Well, I tell
Those
you...
are useless, Ace. You see, the stage robbers were driven into town ahead of the cattle. The sheriff has them in jail right now. And with them, the boxes they stole from the stage.
You mean the pay cash, too?
Yes, Ace. The pay cash, too. Pop Frisbee is anxious to tell the sheriff his story.
Well, we've been tricked, Ace.
You're doggone right you have. And by the slickest zombie that ever rode the range.
Say, who is that masked hombre?
Mister, you've been matching wits with the Lone Ranger.
Hail, Silver! Away!
The story you have just heard is a copyrighted feature of the Lone Ranger Incorporated.
You've been listening to the OTR Gold Network. Find more classic radio at otrgold.com.